What's going on, guys? My name is Joey Franzo with Flex Training Systems. Today I'm here with my man John Haack. Say hi, John.
What's up, guys?
What are you doing out here, John? Out here in Los Angeles? What's going on?
I came out to visit my brother for a week, and I'm sticking around to go to the LA Fit Expo on the weekend.
Yep.
Get a little training in.
I believe there's a seminar at Barbell Brigade tomorrow. So he'll be doing that, lifting some weights, hitting some bench. Alrighty, so today we have a Q&A for you guys, and we're just gonna take these questions off of John's Instagram and my team Facebook page. So we're just gonna go through the questions, back and forth, and drop it down for you guys. Alrighty, you got one you want to start with?
Yep. All right. So first one is: do you attribute your strength to genetics or training? I would definitely say it's a combination of both. I wouldn't say one more. Maybe genetics has definitely helped me get to the top. I would say. I mean, there's definitely guys that have trained harder than me, better than me, but they'll never be squatting 660. So, like some guys. Not saying.
So I think for John to reach the top in anything that you do, you need to have good genetics, of course, but you need to have the everything else, and it's definitely genetics can take you a very far way, but there's also guys that have maybe not so good genetics, but they also reach a very high level. So it just depends on the person, and some people get really strong really quick and they kind of die out, and then some people over time just slowly build up, and then they reach a high level. So yeah. All right. I got one right here. Female versus male programming and how it differs, and what accessories would you change based on it? So this one comes from Casey Marquez. What's going on, Casey? So for females, it's essentially the same principles, but the recovery timeline for a female is much shorter. Like in that they can recover much faster, handle much higher volumes than most guys can, and they tend to do better with higher rep ranges. You may not need to, let's say you have a guy doing triples a week out from a meet. A female can get away with doing like sets of 8. Honestly, they can recover from it, and actually sometimes they're better off doing that because they will lose those adaptations due to how quick their recovery is. So, you got one?
Yeah. So. Probably gonna butcher like all these Instagram names.
Yeah.
Finn Van Bentham asks, what program are you on? Currently, I am being coached by Joey, who's done my programming for the last 2 USAPL Nationals and IPF Worlds.
I believe it's like 18 months so far.
Yep. And so basically, if you want to go into how your programming is structured.
My programming utilizes a combination of scientific principles in conjunction with the anecdotes I have acquired over the years working with a variety of lifters. So that is the program that John is on. So I have one here from Brian Espinoza for John. What's it like knowing you are the best 83 kg lifter in the world?
I mean, it's pretty cool. I wouldn't say, I guess I'm the best powerlifter. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of weird to think about. Never thought I'd be in this position.
Yeah. Second, John Haack versus Jesse Norris. Who will get more Tinder matches within an hour?
Well, if I end up going to nationals in 2017, maybe me and Jesse can put that to the test.
Boom! There you go. Alrighty, let's get another one from you, Graham. All right, so this one's for me. Joey, are you ever gonna cut down to 93s and be a shredded cunt? So, am I ever gonna cut down to 93s? I do believe that in order for me to cut down to 93s, it would be over an extended period of time. I might take a pretty long time off from competing in order to get down that low. And there's multiple benefits to doing that. One, who knows, I might be able to maintain most of my strength and put up a higher Wilks at a lower weight class. Two, if I do decide to go back up to the 105s and low 120s, I'll just be better off. I'll be leaner. Most of the food that I eat is going to help me build more muscle due to just, better nutrient partitioning. And so will I ever? I mean, for marketing purposes, it might be a good thing, but I think I'm pretty good on marketing at the moment. So the answer is maybe. Don't tell my girlfriend that because she will get pissed. I actually have one here for you. John, how difficult was the decision to give up an IPF world spot for a chance at 40K? Go ahead.
It was actually pretty easy going into Worlds. I remember telling Joey I wasn't even like 100% sure if I was gonna do nationals.
Yep.
So once I saw the $40,000 payout, it made the decision pretty easy.
Yeah.
Actually.
Next question. How much can you sumo?
I think my best is 635. That was just kind of going in and
No training, just
fucking around.
pick it up.
I mean, it was like a stiff-legged sumo, so.
Can you please ship me a small piece of your hair for a PCR purposes? I don't know what that is. He wants to clone John.
All right. No.
That's from Nicholas. I don't know how to say that last name. Is it just Ars? Ars. And Nicholas Ars from Nick's Ars. From Nick's Ars. All right.
I got one from Sam Zarega. When was the last time you competed outside of the USAPL, IPF, and what were your numbers? My last meet outside the USAPL was Raw Unity 8, and I hit a 600 squat.
I don't even know.
390 something bench, I think. And it was a 1708 total and a 705 deadlift. Wait, no, 700.
Yeah.
Well, 699.97.
Back in the day. Those were the good old days when run was a thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone says, fuck, marry, kill Donald Trump, Ronald McDonald, your 8th grade PE coach.
All right. Well, I guess I'd marry Donald. Just
oh god.
Gold digger status. My 8th grade PE teacher was a girl, and she's pretty attractive. So I guess
she's getting married. Ronald
and
McDonald's
kill
dead.
Ronald.
You're dead. We'll handle those clowns. Likely.
My follow-up is in the comments: marry, fuck, kill Bill Murray, Bill Gates, or Bill Clinton.
That goes out to Brandon Hagerot. All right, this one's got my name in it, so I'm gonna drop it. Would you rather be Darth Vader or Thanos? I guess we could both do that. Fuck, dude, that's Thanos is just, he's super smart. Vader's done. Thanos is still out there putting in work. Thanos can't even die because Lady Death doesn't even want him. So he's got that. He's swindling her so that she doesn't accept him when he's at the gates of hell. So Thanos, I mean, he's just unbelievable. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Thanos. So this one's for me. If you were to return to 93s, realistically, what do you think your numbers would be? Realistically, I would probably be squatting low 6s, low 4s, and like pulling probably more because my legs would be smaller, so I'd be able to lock out easier. And then this one's also from Brian. What makes Haack such a great powerlifter other than having Illy genetics? So what do you think, John? Is it your outrageous good looks or
I don't know, you'd probably be better at answering that.
Other than Illy genetics? 100% his mentality. Mentality for sure. He just doesn't get bothered really by what anybody else is doing. He goes in and kind of just executes the plan and does what he's supposed to do. And he doesn't let what's happening outside affect him negatively. And I think that's something that's very difficult to teach people, regardless of how many times I say it to someone. That's like a competitor's mentality. So that definitely helps. Although there are some people that feel that could be a genetic component, and I'm just gonna leave it there because then we could be going on forever.
No. All right. I got Christian K. Bamstel. How long did it take you to get comfortable with the grip and rip method for the deadlift? And is there a particular reason for not staying up while grabbing the bar? I guess I was pretty comfortable with the grip and rip pretty quick. It was kind of the way I learned how to do it. I've tried not doing it that way, and I just feel like I can't get quite as tight. I lose my air, and also when I kind of sit at the bottom, I think about the weight more, and it just kind of psychs me out a little bit.
Yeah.
But
And it looks like he goes pretty quick, but like if you look closely, like his lats are getting tight. He's hitting all his cues, and I was watching him today hit some reps, and when he doesn't let, if he starts to get out of hand, he'll slow it down, lock it in, and then he starts pretty bent over, but it's just something I think you've just like refined over time, and it feels good. So this one, it's one from Josiah Harris. First one's for me, next one's for you. First one, how long did it take for you to refine your method for cutting weight? Was it mostly trial and error or a combination of experiences and insight from other coaches? I think he hit it right on the head with that second one. So how long did it take? I think the first time I sat down and said, okay, in theory this should work, and then I actually did it, was when it worked. So relatively quickly. I've done it multiple times in 2016, and I will. So I guess shout out to JP Couchy. He's given me kind of he inspired like my thought process behind the cut. There are some things that we do that are different, and that's I think what can make or break your performance. But he's got it down, pretty well, and I'm pretty sure. He knows what I'm talking about when it comes to like what that one difference is. The next one for Josiah Harris, John, with all the expectations people place on you since you're a junior lifter currently dominating an open division, do you ever feel pressure?
Maybe a little bit, but it really doesn't get to me too much. Honestly, I kind of like the pressure. It really pushes me to push myself further. I would say, like, definitely the pressure of going against Gibbs last year really elevated my game. I mean, I was watching a squat 600 at Nationals, and then a couple months later I saw Gibbs hit a 660 in the gym, and kind of thought, like, shit, I gotta step my game up to keep up with it.
He did it like shortly after. So second part of that is, if so, how do you keep it from affecting you mentally or making you chase numbers during trading sessions?
I mean, I would say I'm guilty of chasing numbers sometimes, but you just also have to take a step back and realize that in the gym you can't be, cocky. You can't really let someone else get to you. You can only do as well as you can do. You can't really affect how well your competition is. So you just have to focus on yourself, really.
Yep. You got some.
Yeah. And Diddy, what programs have you done in your lifting career from when you first started training to now? I've used 531, done the cube method, tried like West Side. Maybe what else I've done? I guess kind of like modify. Those are like the three programs I really have done, but then I've like modified them as I've gone. I've been kind of self-training for about 4 years before I hooked up with Joey, and yeah, just kind of modifying those. I'd say Westside was the only one I really didn't have that great of success with, but I mean, hey, it's not really built for a raw, natural guy, but I think I also just didn't do it as correctly as they say.
So good answer. Next one's from Austin. I'm not even gonna try to say that last name. What's the one best thing that you think can make the biggest difference in progressing? This one's for both of us. I guess I'll go first. I guess consistency. You have to, if you're not consistent, then you don't even. If you get a map and the map got holes in it, you're not gonna know where to go. So you might stumble upon the end result, but if you're not consistent, then you're not gonna be able to do anything.
Yeah, I'd actually agree with that. Definitely consistency's big. Just sticking to the plan, not getting too far out of your groove. making sure you peak at the right time.
Yep. Go ahead. For the gram here.
I don't know how to say that one. High bar squat cues, and also what squat accessories do you typically do? For high bar, it's definitely keeping my chest up is one thing I really try and focus on, driving my elbows forward. Then what squat accessories do I do? Usually my favorite is front squats and occasionally pause squats.
Which we're going to add those in soon. All right, this one's from Jacob Halpern. First one's for me. Do you feel testing 1 rep maxes occasionally is important for progressing, or that time would be better spent building strength at the gym and getting volume in? Okay, so I think that you can test without having to hit a 1 rep max. Obviously, 1 rep max is going to be, a little bit more dangerous, but everybody's different. Some people can tolerate higher, singles more frequently. Other people can't. I don't think that you have to absolutely all out test. No, you don't need to do that at all. I've done great preps with and without. For my smaller lifters, like girls, they're like so durable, they can handle it. John can do singles his form's very dialed in and he feels good. So, if I give him a single at 8, he might push it a little bit. So, no, you don't need to test your 1 rep max. And maybe for the lifter mentally it might be important, but I think what's more important is that obviously that you're hitting your back down sets, getting your volume in, and keeping your base there. This one's for you, John. How often, if at all, do you find you need to deload?
I guess I don't really deload too much. Maybe just take a light week after a meet, and then, or if I do like a really test out week kind of thing. Maybe not like a full test out, but like RP 9.5 or whatever, I'll take it a little bit easier the next week or at least next couple days.
What we got?
Luke Graham asks, what in the hell is diversity? Now, I may be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship.
All right, John, this one's for you. What is your best low bar and sumo deadlift?
I don't know my best low bar. Yeah. My best sumo is. Did we answer this one?
Yeah, I think 635.
635.
So. All right, so next one, relevant because I'm about to have a drink. This one's from Josiah Harris again. What's my take on the effect of alcohol consumption and recovery time? So I'm gonna give an answer and then I'll let John kind of tell you what he does. Alcohol, 100% is not going to help you. It's going to inhibit, muscle protein synthesis. It's going to inhibit, I think it's called lipolysis. Like, you're not going to be able to burn fat. You can't build muscle. It is a form of energy that kind of takes priority over other forms of energy. That's why kind of if you have a lot of drinks, you get hot because your body has to address the alcohol that's in your system beforehand. It'll definitely take its toll on your recovery if you go ham. It's one of those things that some people can drink all the time and you won't even really notice that they're taking a hit. Some people, they won't drink at all and they'll have other things going on that prevent them from progressing. So it just depends on the individual. It doesn't help you, and we know that it can hurt you. So if you're really serious about your goals and if you're trying to achieve anything, any big goals, then definitely just don't do it, especially close to competition. And I'm gonna let John take it away.
All right, as far as drinking goes, I for sure cut it out at least 12 weeks before meet. Completely don't drink a beer or anything. Before that, I really don't drink too much or too often. After meet, I'll take like a week or two where I can kind of relax a little bit, go out with friends, actually enjoy life a little bit. I don't want to get too burned out, but yeah, definitely would not recommend it anywhere close to a meet.
Boom, there you go.
That's when individual workouts actually start to make a difference.
Yep. Especially when you're trying to drop that fatigue closer to competition.
Yep.
What do we got?
All right. Lenny asks, what pajama pants are on your radar for future purchase? I mean, I really don't have a radar as far as like, I'm looking to buy this one in a couple weeks. It's kind of walk into Target or Walmart and see, some Pokemon ones that I'm like, oh, those look sweet. I'm definitely gonna buy those.
Yep. Alrighty. So, John, do you see 93 in your future? If so, any timeline?
Yeah, probably eventually. I'd like to. It would be nice to go against Norris.
Yeah.
But
for now, I think he's still got work to do at 83.
yeah, I've got a few goals at 83 and 181 that I want to hit first.
Next one's for me. Which lifter do you feel has made the most out of average, sub-average genetics? All right. So when it comes to like good or bad genetics, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to say definitively. You know what defines good and bad genetics. I think that if you one thing that I've seen is if you just have a hard time building muscle, like a really hard time building muscle, like regardless of how strong you are, which usually, obviously, if you can't build muscle, you're not going to be very strong. Then that could be it. But I know, you know, people that have come a very long way. So you could say that because they ended up being elite, that maybe they have good genetics, and then you have people that just kind of, like Dennis Cornelius started with like an 1800 plus, like 1850 something, like first meet, like that's he has good genetics for powerlifting. You know, maybe he can't dunk, maybe he can't, you know, run fast. So it's very hard to say who has made crazy genetics. I know that. I mean, I'll just go with me. I started out with like a 1330-ish total, and I just hit 1741 over the course of like 3 years. So, you know, does that mean I have good genetics? Maybe not. I'm heavy. I gained weight. John's increased his total, and he's the same weight class. So that's definitely much more impressive than what I've done. What do we got?
Alright, as a powerlifter, use high bar as well. I'm just curious as to why you prefer high bar. I would say it's just felt most comfortable. It feels the strongest for me. I feel like low bar takes a pretty big toll on my shoulders.
Yeah.
And
Can affect your benching,
Yeah.
which is not good.
Exactly.
All right, this one's from. Sorry, last question was from David. This one's from Robbie. I'm so bad at these naming these people. Sorry, guys. John and Joy, what factors have y'all seen that make a great client to coach relationship? Also, would you rather be Master Roshi and Goku or the Emperor and Darth Vader of the IPF? So the first one, what factors have y'all seen that make a great client-coach relationship? I'll go first. I think it's just communication.
Yeah, I agree. Communication.
John actually doesn't communicate, like, he's not that needy. Like, he just tells me, like, when something changes. If I don't hear from him, I assume, like, he's doing all the training, everything's going as planned. If there's an issue, he'll tell me.
Yeah.
But he's got a job, he's got other stuff going on, so I'm not gonna bother him if he doesn't need to. What do you think? You think it's communication?
I would say definitely communication.
Yeah, for sure. I think chemistry is important too.
Yes.
Like John, we like to have a sense of humor, like to mess around a little bit. You know, it's. I feel like I could be myself with John. I hope John feels like he can be himself with me. So that's definitely especially like, you know, meet day when you're really getting into those like stressful situations when you guys get each other. It's like a basketball team even. It's chemistry, you know. So like with any team.
Alright, I got one from PT. I'm guessing this is for both of us. Which starter Pokemon would you choose? I guess for each generation, I'm probably gonna mess them up. First gen, I'd probably go. That's a tough one actually. Squirtle. Second generation, I'm the weird one. Go Chikorita because that was the first game I.
Meganium's dope though.
Yeah.
Third form is dope.
That was the first Pokemon I ever had. Third generation, Trico. I'm a big fan of the grass types. Fourth gen, I think it's Tudwig. Fifth gen, I didn't like any of them.
Yeah,
that was a bad generation. Sixth, shit, I don't even know. Oh, that was Chestnut.
Really? Yeah, I think so,
Yeah.
but I don't even remember like which ones those were.
And then seventh, Rowlet.
Yeah, so for me, I'll just name like the ones that were they like I've used them and it's like hit me in the heart. You know, not Rowlet, what's his name? The cat, Litten because he's lit and he's a kitten and he turns into a freaking flaming wrestler and he's a dark fire type, which is like, I don't know of any dark fire types. And then I had to go with the Charmander because he turns into like the blue Mega Charizard with the freaking flames.
That's pretty cool.
And after that, Cyndaquil because he becomes Typhlosion. Typhlosion's like I don't even know what he is, like a big squirrel that has like flames on his back or something. But yeah, those are just some that I don't remember all the generations.
Fire type guy,
yeah. Fire type, huh?
Yeah,
Grass fire.
I guess I don't have that grip.
What you got?
Right.
Oh no, I'll do one. Or actually, yeah, go ahead, you go. Cause
All right.
Start out.
I got, what are your goals in the next year? What numbers? I guess mostly just win US Open is really my goal. I don't want to give away my specific number that I have in mind, but yeah, as of right now, it's just win USPA, US Open. After that, I really don't have anything planned. Maybe 2017 Nationals, but we'll see.
Alrighty, I think I'll do one, and then I like this one, I want to expand on it, so let's do that one, and then, yeah, that'll be it, guys. We're coming up on 30 minutes here.
Yep.
So, Joey, what are the 5 accessory exercises lifts that you can do that don't involve a barbell? Okay, so I'm assuming you mean like the best ones. This one's from Brian Espinoza, and then this one's for you. What's the most valuable thing you learned from Joey? So I'll go first. So 5 accessory exercises list that don't involve a barbell. I really like lat pull downs. I like some sort of like horizontal row and a vertical row. Seated dumbbell press for shoulders. I really like that. If you don't have a barbell for legs, let me try to think of it. So like leg press is, I guess, fine. Or some sort of a hinged hack squat is cool. Because of the way that it hits your legs. And then like a last one, I guess, pull-ups. Pull-ups are good. Yeah, it's kind of hard without a barbell considering we do barbell stuff. And then, what's the most valuable thing I've taught you?
Most valuable thing. That's tough.
How to swipe left or right on Tinder.
Always swipe right.
Always swipe right.
After that, then you decide.
All
right. Then, this gonna be the last one, or?
We do 2 more.
All right. In reference to your squat depth, do you stop at a certain point, or is that just where your body naturally goes to? And have you trained it to go to that depth and no more? All right. Yeah, I guess it's pretty natural for me to stop at that point. It's kind of where I get a pretty good rebound. I could go deeper if I really wanted to, but it's kind of tough. It gets me out of position. That's where my knees track pretty far forward, so it makes my rebound pretty like right there on depth for the most part. Yeah, and I could go lower, like I said, if I really wanted to, but it kind of works well to stop there.
I just want to expand on that one. I think you shouldn't really be focusing on trying to stop yourself at any point. Like, you can get hurt if you like try to stop like right at parallel, and you might not get there every time. You might be a little high, you might be a little low. I think if you can modify your stance to where you can find depth comfortably without even having to think about it, that's gonna be like your best bet. Thank you guys for all of your questions. Gave you guys about 30 minutes of Q&A action with myself and John here. I will leave links in the description to where you can contact us for coaching. If you just want to submit more questions, or just ask John about Tinder, or important things like that. So thank you guys for your time, and hopefully you will be seeing more videos from us in the future.
Yep, thank you.